Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Las Vegas Royale, which I played at Geekway to the West with two other people and really had a great time with it. This was an unexpected game for me. I didn't know much about it. Las Vegas Royale looks like this. So you're rolling dice. On your turn, you're rolling all of your dice in this central dice tray, and then you're choosing one number on the dice that you roll. So if I roll 3 5s, I have to place all fives on the 5 section of the board. At the end of the round, 3-round game, at the end of the round, if you have area control, if you have more dice on the 5 than any other player, then you gain the higher value money card associated with it. These cards are randomly sorted at the beginning of the round. And then the second place player there gets the second value down there. Now you can see 6, 5, and 4, they are just area control, get some money. 3, 2, 1 have a mini game associated with it. So the game comes with around 10 to 12 tiles, double-sided tiles like these, with mini games associated with them. And what they mean is when you place dice there, you either immediately participate in a little mini game, and they're very short. It's oftentimes in just an instantaneous benefit that you gain that's unique to that tile. Or there's something at the end of the round. Like this one is an I cut you choose mini game that happens for the person who has the majority at the end of the round. This one over here, these dice block other areas of the board. We didn't play with this one, so I don't know what this one is. But I really like this combination of area control on all of these, plus mini games on some of these. So it's not overwhelming. You're not learning 6 different mini games every time you play. You only have to understand 3 of them. You can add more if you want, but I thought the balance worked out really well. My favorite mechanism in the game is almost the simplest mechanism in the game, but I really like it. And that is when you're rolling all your dice in the middle, that you only pick one number. That I think is a really neat way to steer your decisions and give you some interesting decisions and even a little bit of a feel of push your luck. Like you might be hoping to place a bunch of dice on the 3, and you might only roll 1 3. So maybe you place a 3 there and you hope for more 3s later, but you may or may not roll 3s later. Or you may already have you may already have the most dice on 3 and you roll 2 more 3s. Do you place those dice on the 3 or do you save those dice for a future round? Because you're going to roll every time you take a turn, you're going to roll all of your dice. So it's a really nice decision space there. Do you use a number now, even though you don't have the optimal quantity of that number of dice in your current roll? Or do you wait till later and risk not rolling that number at all? That's the decision space here. And it's a really, really good decision space. The game also mitigates that a little bit in 2 different ways. One, you have these poker chips. There's one way up here. And on your turn, after you roll your dice, you can spend your poker chip, which is worth $10,000 at the end of the game if you save it. You can spend it to essentially not take a turn, to take all your dice back and not do anything with them. And so you're essentially saying, I don't like the way this roll worked out. I'm going to save these dice for later. Also, there's a nice push and pull in the game between placing fewer dice slower so that you can see where you might have a chance later in the round when all the other players have placed their dice. You might have a chance to jump in and take an area control, take control of one of these areas with the dice that you place, and they can't even respond to it. And the last little thing here is this bigger die that you roll, which is worth 2 dice of that value. So if I have, let's say I roll 2 3s, if I select these 2 3s and I put them on the 3 section, they're actually worth 3 dice. I'm using the word 3 here, unfortunately, but this die is basically worth 2 3 strength dice on this level. So a lot of little things with this dice placement mechanism that I really enjoy. And yeah, that's Las Vegas Royale. If you've played this game and you have another favorite mechanism in it or a favorite mini game found in the game, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Or if you can think of another game where you must choose all dice of that number and use those dice, let me know in the comments. It's a lot like the game Malem that I really enjoyed this past year, the cats in space game. But I'm sure there are other games that use this mechanism where you get to roll all your dice, but only choose one number on the dice that you rolled on any given turn. Thanks.